This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Ahaya Boadu TV yama munyina kwaba fambraso na beye 1 week ntemuni na bokonto kwano ano ye din ye pa ne nyina ne se udu aye Kumasi asewase muntaka aye interior minister ne constituency ye ku sasini nde enya saketo akra omakunkunku kwamafo bebre na Dawuro hwehwem kakra wa ye kyerese efi Prez Mahama betina dwaso no yenku nipa kwara na wotwe no yetimi ku nipa be 3 4 5 anu aye den pa na nsia so yese cattle market bi o bonkatama so ho no mokotutuo mu ema nipa bako ewuye na be 4 praye wohu airport runabout Kumasi no makoto ne nipa be mienu ewu saa bokonto koya na bokonto kwa no so ese curfew na no ayeden de curfew ato ho curfew no 2 to 6 2 to 2 boy na was ko se dem 6 anapa na wa sorry ano ayeden pa kwaku Dawuro no mabwewre mu na MPP mu Dade Lumba anyo no kwa dental community nyina Bawku ka omu nyina ba ye godon omu nyina akasa da fa
Ghana maimu ayeti omaino imo yehu pa na mebe kan se mi kire mo enche ye kra ebi ni me ya adwen ebi nso ni me anya adwen mebe kan se efibere a yewra John Mahama ye sworn in as president of the Republic of Ghana every week yankuni pakra enye enum anamiensa me kasi yankuni pa manka se obi wu because every minute bia onipa wu ewo Ghana eni wiase nyina but enipa yeku omo akanka se mu yese obi atoa nananom wonse do ye kasa obi atoa nananom wonse do a yese obi a wawu akwanhia wu yese ya force no premature death eni ye kasa obi atoa nananom wonse do nti se obi ewu natural death se bi o yare no wu a eno eyen kasa watoa nananom wonse na mo se obi wu prematurely a se ya boni tuo ya wone sekan ya ye ni sei obi achim no ko ene ye ka se watoa na wanya akwanhia ewu putupuru no ene ye ka se watoa nanom wonse do na efibere a yewra John Mahama eba aban mu no every week enipa enwu yanku nipa kra no ebi amiensa enan enum to bi etimi konso etimi kodu na the insecurity situation a ewo my Ghana mu no ehu ene se woni obi eye biribi na okaso onyawo beku a ana se obon trene a mepacho betimi apanachew because etu a ewon krofo nsem ewo Ghana sisia no ehu pa etuo a ewon krofo nsem ewo man mu sisia no ehu and gradually Ghana is becoming a failed state because ene okwo up north a yenim se ba bi ti se boko enye ene na boko conflict e hyase ache edeti way back to Nkrumah Breso 1958 nom nyina na conflict hyase wo boko in fact etimi kokra beyond Nkrumah ene didimua ababesi ene na edie na aba ema fe die boko conflict ajinsem edie ne ba ya afe die ne ye kunipa tochum boko. In fact, I'm even told say cases are yen report to hano more than that because and ekwa the do stage ye kunipa ni bi kura no a yen report it ye won crofo boko each and every day amoma a report and yema ekoso and some of us me ayana me pese me kan wasen bebre because obi anim say ye ho asi wo se ye be ya adwuma boa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and ye nim propaganda and crofo ye ti abawumia e wo sa enclave no and sometimes one you careful no one cancel no one can yipa ye crofo be ka kujana bia ka se Bawumia kra na asoma ye se ye mra meka ensem a ye ka no ntia na me ye careful se boko ensensem no eba but nia koso no ama ene school ni ewo dormitory na enipa agbawura school dem ho na ya che enkola ni mienu agina ho na ya di tu asiom so pe ni abomutuo na ya se adwane ko ene so bi betimi atu kwan afi boko e de akobo oga agisi enipa ni nyina agu basim na sojafo ka mumunutumu yi Bawku tudi anim na Bawku edi akire na baas ne hyenfinfin ansa ne yemotimi akọ aba eno kura no omukọ no yetimi ele ambush etutuo eboka anim ekunipa eprepre nipa edie ne baaya ene bokontokwa ehyaase efiri enanano mo breso IGP police for cry yen twa ajantu police dem da ene under John Mahama ya she police station ya she baby a police for da IGP akoho ya tutuo de abo IGP no nyame ene di ne ho afofie anka tuo no kan no a anka wuye in fact that very day etuo kan police ni Bawku emo prai etiene menyi ni da se ora tete yehunu IGP obetu ne nan se okoboko enye ne potam ni obi akokasa ene so police for ema ye report or say look the people are now policing us because police for ye them and nipa na ekura tuo no enema bonten sophisticated weapons and mukura e oboko enye ne potam ya ti list o na boat na poku enka one of John Mahama favorite amo akire yen onipa o ye John Mahama appointee a oso ono na supply tuo e wo bokumi yadiku nipa enyeme na meka sa issue no a subject before the court and they will go and say it there but yenya list o na poku o ye NDC ni na o ye John Mahama boy etna TV so e ka kire say ora John Mahama appointee onipa ankosha small arms so say ono ene supply tuo edema entome ye de kontokwa e oboko na boko semi aya mafedi atrahye ababedu asantememu ema me no ka say asantememu sukusasi hene a oho yakuno. Can you for once imagine say anka Kufuado eye president Bawumia eye vice president na nka ye kukusasi fo hene ewo Kumasi? Can you imagine ni ebesi wo my Ghana mu ene ensam a NDC for beka? Can you imagine say Kufuado breso and ram through Facebook say Kufuado breso na nka ya school for mienu etu akomo na enje kabonu besi sabri enje kabonu nkasai besi sabri edu watch Kofi Asare won kasai besi sabri enyansafo a ewo Ghana na Kufuado breso omo ne kasoma no odin no besi no mu bia nkasai ya ko school campus achi school for mienu agina ho abomu tuo pe akomo besi sabri mi hu statement from Nagrat, mi hu statement from Nat, me who statement from CCT because oma buying and aba. Oma buying aba and to see no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil. Because and this were bemo. And the peace council maintain monka. And now a soft one penny for any civil society for ye dear Kufuado atemunina and no bias wa ye dean. Na eba ne saying and the abedu baby ye doing. Boko for kusasi for ene mamprusifoɔ bimobafoɔ ne konkonbafoɔ ne hade na me kan tokwa ehya anya no but yenya a reckless leader to say yera John Dramani Mahama why ye president pen na why ye commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces pen na onim nia yemu bi enim because me the highest amako in terms of political leadership say me ye unit committee na be ye assemblyman ehwa na medu menye MP da DC menye bi da na mache even district security council but Yira Mahama wa difi assemblyman na the vice president I chairman of the police council and the president I commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces but o decide say or the boku ensem no ebe ya manosem e ma musuma nipa e ko ho ka kiro mo say Bawumia eye mamprusini eti Bawumia e na ama mamprusifo atuo ena omudi ekukusasifo Bawumia ama ya fa policefo eni sojafo mo ye mamprucifo enti omudo mo ba hono mo a no mudo mo kukusasifo in fact emo ye ama mo hwe etode bia nsem ni bisi amonte ase ema IGP call hono ekoka kire mo so se oh monso mo ma me kon ye be ma monso so ya fa mo nkrofo bi e de ba police nim say na ya balance say na be ya we num kun monso betimi akubi. That was the implication of asama na IGP de koto abonten no. Me understanding no. Enti sa propaganda yi omokoye ne ho. Ema Yera Mahama nkasa ekojira ho biem esa akoka say NDC ba ban mu a na Bawku adwo MPP ba ban mu a na ansam atutu asam asori ewo Bawku na me ba ma asumdwe ema so akora akoka say mo north east no na se north east kra di so a mo asase kra dot eso sen mo so mo dot sen so north east kra no ye creative region dia mo enti me so me ba me creative region e dia makusa asefo trying to create the impression say NPP aben atwa mu no empe omo asem ena okeka nipa ni tibo mu enam so emenkrofo de ni bre ekoto aba de tia NPP and some of the areas NPP nya zero ewo Bawku enclave wo ena America say afa de wa ba ban mu enipa no say your expectation and say Bossa wo say ye no ubedi so a wuntimi ni so. Never in the history of Ghana and na Bawku ni importemu ayehu said ye see wo John Dramani Mahama abresu. Never in the history of this republic said Bawku ayehu pa said dia ekos within 7 months. Emebu na kasasante obetimi da to so o say and the Kufuado regime 8 years nyina no enipa on record ye ku omo Bawku no ye 50 or 30 and na John Mahama ba ye within 7 months yakuni pa 300 ewo Bawku conflict mu ewo Ghana nyina enye we infographic bi ho wo wi ane abowe amo say enipa yaku omo under John Mahama ewo Bawku conflict mu no edoso sen ba bia bere bia sibia because John Mahama ede ade no koye propaganda oni Mahama yarga enie ose Bawku conflict has escalated under this NDC government with just 7 months in office. We have recorded over 300 deaths in Bawku. Meanwhile, in the entire MPP 8 years, we recorded less than 50 deaths. Where ye a year kusasi for emebuno and no mabuku jan omodisan simi and the etuja. It's almost say Akufuado na obeka kire say onu na ekum ye no and the Akufuado enipa be 50 penny we for 8 years. Oba ban mu be enipa be 300 and na ewu. Asante me da se aburu so bia no adechie na adesan bia no ye kunipa ewo honum afedi atra ma bas wase ema ye kunipa ewo aswase Bawku entokwa ene Bawku ensensemi enti Yera Mahama wa hunu se afedi recklessness ene bibia wo de politics no wa hunu se afedi amoa afe na wo say wo kwako movie from peacekeeping to peace enforcement Brabonten na bepa Ghana for chew Brabonten na bepa Ghana for descending that low. Say what the conflict SCA claiming lives no what be yaman yourself what be propaganda. Moya sa odagbon. It took the intervention of Nanas Otunfosetu any man Penny Akufuado omunyanse mu ena omoboa he ne asumdua badagbon. Moko ka kire dagbon for say kofu ya na ti ehye kofu mpaase. Ena mo benefit ena besi ne tamale enclave num nyina sita ho nyina no ayamodia. What the same thing echo Bawku. Mahama yarga a oye majority leader ne Mahama yarga ka kire Ghana for say Kandapanum benefit from the conflict because every month biano Kandapa 6 million Ghana cedis. Our conflict you so the solve Bawku conflict. It's because of some more benefit or conflict in Untino or master that someone pesa sumdwe ebe Bawku earn importem. And then Mahama yarga endra yakwashu fie. And then Mahama yarga untimi nko okrom. And then untimi nko okrom. Haji ayamba untimi nko okrom. Omo kaka ho nyina wo enclave nyina untimi nko okrom because enipa ne say mo bedi entro kire yen. And then ma ba ban mu. And someone be kan no mo nya ho adwuma. Me Mahama o say Bawku for enam ahemfo kro mo ntimi hye batakari a omo hye bi na ise ahemfo hye shet. NPP for nipa bonifo nti omama Bawku ohawa ba ha sei emenam ahemfo kra ntimi hye ahemfo tade biem because nkrofo di tu bishim enti NDC ye ba ama mo ho atom na curfew kra dam so ena make say Bawku ebo 2 pm a yesi obi enkoda ebo awia 2 o awia da so yesi obi enkosa dan mu na obi ansore 6 am and now John Mahama said ono na eba ama curfew 6 p.m. na ba no afei de curfew na ba 2 p.m. awia 2 awia da so gen no na boko fo nko se dem nkoda ye John Mahama sa afei de wahu enti emabu na nipa e wo boko no ebisa se abosa wo say no anya nui even to the extent say and NDC executive say wo sa boku enclave nyina a press conference say omunko da asemu
ya eketo de bia ho a obi eye niema basa na kesunsa so ne ba ono aso a to bia na nke ha adwen but John Mahama a wo position as a position leader wo you obi a with the history of the so-called conflict between Mamprusifoɔ and Kusasifoɔ no onimu kyɛn ne etie nyina entika ne expect say Kwaku be responsible enough in the position na wo kasa won kwatakra ujim enka kasa bia ebe senkofo bufu be senkofo kutupa we ni kutupa no ebe senkofo kutupa mu makwa di bone Kwaku utie video si audio si awabobo adope ya bebre kra holma obitu aba aka ho bibia kyerɛ sɛ enipa kuma ekoso ne no every NDC for
opani bi wo boko da bi o send me update na eya nipa ne bi ho krom ku a omunka o say ne aye report wo ha na nyesa na tie
yes
na from Friday to Saturday bi see anopai obetimi aka kyerɛ nipa 50 yes
Mahama yarga no wankasa se aye ntokwa ninti ubo ho yekula busuani a
on peso beka
omo fere
so beka se yekula o say obetimi aka kyerɛ me on authority say enipa 50 and if Friday ABC and na ye ka say omo afiri mu oboko enclave
na Kwaku
now was sending me a video of John Mahama na o ka say wa instruct soldier for say among and shodi and among guide bus a travel you know but they are not they are doing even in that they are doing selective
Kwaku sa wo hwe
very sad
enipa in fact baby aye kontokwa baby aye da po aka say amami nu eso a ekon ewo mo so krempo no Kwaku sa wo hwe a omo bombi a wo de hwe Israelfo ne for to kwa ba na Iran fa na Israel for bombi
almost security
installations so mo kwaye kwale bi spill over bi ba ebia na caught in crossfire bibisa eba anase dom koto bomb na koto school dan che krebo keka ne no even though to kwa ne koso obi ani nye ho no koto school dan che kekeko ba o to se na ma widespread condemnation asori dan ye konto kwa Kwaku ye nto bomb kwa asori dem school hospital bridge any baby nsuo wo ni nyina wo doesn't mean say ekum na ekoso nkofo de ji ho but the moment so be target school die na je sa fe de woni pensuo na wo ye ne Kwaku wa bagiri zero say school ni a innocent what in the school them
and to kwa muku nim ho hwe
o me so kwa bi ko pa history bu onim na obi odi 19 years no and to kwa da bi obu busafo ntem go polo what one tiase na wompie yo wompie na makokum wo mu e wo school Bawku bi esimi wo obi send ni video mame na for me na tu gruesome tin na me pese me
but
Bawku no da form
omo twene fam I kanipa e say da no Friday
only first boy omo
nipa 13
school ni on na amu kun wada form me hwere mse da me demand hwa anto aso na won ti se ebi o mampanyi no krampo e ka ho asem bia enra na to so laughable na eye misa awre ho say fa let's kwatro fusu o say no issue status me
yeah
Bawku by was afedie omo move from peacekeeping to
peace enforcement
and I'm say that dada no be peace enforcement man you to the extent say Kwaku aban we at the curfew to so na John Mahama recklessly in opposition say want ase say ya the curfew ato I say we say aban na ye bone
na ma people the aban ma ahemfo kran
and the curfew nya awia
but when na dey 2 p.m.
awia 2
to anopa 6 nti na ukoboko enclave okoda awia no mienu a ise adetia anopa no nsia e na abesore na owie no na regu so some de bi to oba am told say na regu for no say omo mfa nye
I na me hu videos
I am say ho conflict bi any
me hu videos wa egofo nam kromu anwumre na mo na mo je omani kwaku say uye enema basa wo position na it will come back to haunt you the abey it is not rather haunting them the enipa de yekum wo mo
amaba bedu
aso ase o say enu aso mo sa kokum obi biem
e wa aso
ase
I see and they me antie no
enu aso mo sa kokum obi wa aso ase after say ba ohene no mukun no
yeah
kusase ne no mukun no ono after that was say kokum obi biem no motorbikes too no motia o mu shoot obi kwakuta be na sad ne ba about my Ghana mo o man panyi be na ba Ghana o fa curfew to baby so say e important say be ma curfew aba na what the work kick against curfew no na say wo share kromafo no kutupa say mumu brado so
no all catch from say MPP aban
and asada
and ama omo ho e kire omo
yes
according to the sense omo ma hen for so mu t-shirt
it is say na wo the curfew that by 2 p.m. no so hini bi so e wo festival bi a e so wo di within this period of time no be di say between say waka hin fu nyina gudem
yeah all the anokrapo there ano odin sin
that's the next 6 and
I think 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. all the 2
awia kete 2
esuma dru before awia kete
say kwa body say omu kwa bo ntimi nko adwuma
dabi
omu ntimi bia o 2 p.m.
na dia opia ye kun ane ye kuni party said there am ye kuni pa ye
beside that no beside the course war that area no okude bia wo taka ne go fa adwuma so eduna timi hu article bi say killing say course o man Ghana it ndo akolo chronicle about 5 killing yeah ubo wan say yes
ye kuni pa
wo say yes wayira 2 days later ni akohu no we later ni akohu no da baby no da baby hwe akra ya jama boy hwe nko hu no bebre na koso
me say fibria da so yera mahama
ya kudi pa kuma
but every week yankuni pa akra nya me nsa na enu
na adam boda no so what is unso akasa
yes me so send me video
so just 1 minute bi
on na no o kire ba bi atu no wo en o mo de ba na o kan say odi you list to a court
I was say
ensem o kan no
ya bebo
say list to aka say ono na me supply tuo wo esirimu ho de kontokwa media me sa asem no me ni ho adanse de bia but list to no court lo kwa yi anu ba bia na dance de den wo that's bre na me on this Bawku issue
ya betwa ya tiefo na Bawku issue media de me pese be catch sirimfo ni se mama nya se NDC omo party because NDC bu esirimfo se se be omo ni nyansa sa na NDC fo bu sirimfo because da bia am do ma dwene ape vote NDC assembly si ewo oman atifi from esirim ba bia na NDC fo afa ho na me de akwaji vote Sarah okay no Rollins ubetena man yakonya so for 19 years ana akofie Bawku Dagbon sensem sorry ye on campaign trail Rollins ko gira ho aka tradition mo sa ye ndi mpotem ho ni se MPP fo ana akum ya na Yakubu Andani na ni ti ehso mampani dada akofo mpase sabra ho kasa no entu amuntu abanoma wo mo omo ba omobachi safu ni na eno mde koye politics koye campaign ema semfo no so tie de Rollins kan ye eni de NDC fo kan ye koto abama awo no mo na alse babu mu ebra na Paul eta Kristo chidifo no emre bi okoye bi omo ye kwatre Steven ye ko si na bokum no na ya ni deni ntino woni so ma na ni gide oye no eno ko je krata so de kota Kristo chidifo Damascus ekwemu no bi ekoyi ne ho adi kire no enti dwama manso hunu se esremfo de sentokwaba na de be politics e benya mu vote ni de ene me so be capitalize ono so ana ko gina ho Bawku ka kire mo se ebre bia MPP fo wa ba mu no Bawku ntokwa sori NDC ba na somdwi aba na ntokwa wi asori no eye ba omiani na Narukufu ado ena ama na asori ye enti omo nto aba no oba 24 hours asomdwe beba ho ene simfo wo ho nso koto abama no esimfo sabi mo akọ school kwachiri dabi ameka se mo ho onwunu nyina fa ne kase gina mo one piece no so because ka baby mo akọ school akoduro any position manya no aban mo wo man ni enwuma horo mu no esa nkomde sesi ho but mo am wo ho no wo mo fa mo se mo nimi nyansa ntino se ebeduru abato so a no ma beka ensem a ensese ye ka kire nipa amu kanso anu mo di omachi no ma ye de mo pam mo enti ebe yo mo de ma da bia no o ma ye mo saa
Mahama Yerga eko tira TV so kan say Kandapa ni national security almost just 6 million Ghana cedis every month every month also almost just 6 million Ghana cedis we hu national security budget nti almost just 6 kan almost ase ha no modi na ntokwa e koso e wo boko nti every quarter bia no but 6 3 years saying 18 million Ghana cedis nti every quarter bia no Kandapa enye nkrofo gi 18 million Ghana cedis efa boko fo ho enti say obite boko no che say MPP aban e di 18 million e the man national security minister quarterly bia di e mo na ne buafu enne Mahama Yerga me kan kire yen sika NDC aban under Mahama e the man national security for because of boko conflict no in a month bia o me kan kire yen we want to know enti na waka kan no enne Mahama unum say weekend o mo shinifi
yes sir
o mo shinifi for the first time yashi police station yashi baby police force yashi police cars ya tutuo e dey abo IGP cam opa ne ko catch IGP say o mesin ko boko
an ko beja adwuma no wo ka sa IGP nko boko pe o ka sa mo fa mo IGP
opa ko catch tete ye wonu
e be ya kwade di bi either you go to boko
b
and either you go to boko or meja adwuma
opa ne ko catch IGP say asemasi boko nti won ko boko
ana say that's what boko ana say
option
B no
so won ko prabonti o won ko police go force hu o pe
so mane bo amaso e be ma onko boko ni hade
isi kwa kudie
de mabunu ye to aba Ablikmanof na mo di mabunu akoho ekobo ema ene boko na aso no o mane bo ama what social media structure dey open ko boko ni e defense minister boko monster na mo create wo boko no ene aba no repercussions obi asane message say even Tulaku e wa shaman last week popo yen so esi makasuati e ba e wo Tulaku
ya no Tulaku baby ya
no mo friend reprisal attacks
yes
se be producer e wo mo a yakum mo na lariguin menim se enkra no omo ye kusasi fu so mo
yes omo ye ayifo mosi ba ko mosi ba ko de so they thought say bia oye no we so oye mu
ebram ka so man prusini
and say mosi for na e Burkina Faso for and to mosi ni
and say de kolezada mo ko for
and to no nka ho
kwa ku ba bia o manga na kwa ko duru no o do pa census no mo ye no yanko gi data bi hwa de say edipa do se ko po no ma no papa nyina fikro ba ko Ghana sisi
aji say ye mu kakra bi menye da asebre
ana o ma no papa bi tutu abi ba do ba wiye no wa ma no papa kwa se fikro ba ko so no afebo se wo so ko ware pa na wo so akoto ba kwa fa ha na ba ko nam ha na nam sei ye gina intermarriages you say but you seek to benefit from that conflict no politically dia
kono mama men kwa homa no so emra na ya bai na yenkodi enkomo kakra na ye ne ye call parliament na yako defense and interior committee ni so the deputy ranking member lawyer Kwabena Boatin ono aso ne MP ewo adweso in the Ashanti region lawyer Martin
abinu ya mejoso no ada ma menye correction kakra.
Okay.
Deputy ranking for defense and interior the honorable Amankwa Menu.
Okay.
Maybe deputy ranking for security and intelligence committee.
Okay, so more than the security and intelligence committee.
And intelligence committee,
okay.
Yeah.
Made us for some corrections no. Nina isima security and intelligence. Okay. Wadaroma weekend di say news abenyina nya homeka. Maybe kura abenmo. Ewo adweso ne asonase de enye kwan bia. Minority no ne ekoso no. Minim so officially mwashia asigina bi wo ho a.
No kwe say Ashanti caucus na yedin kai release krata because recent happenings no asase wo region no monenti no na chese wo se entem no yedin kai de krata babonte yetwi aban adwene isi esuyi na as a larger caucus no so ya bubu ho ama emse ye the honorable another Prez Friday so jinana na so kacha ban say kunkunkunkumo e koso no was say ye summon the minister responsible for national security ono asa ye interior minister nanka ye closed sitting anka it me discuss because it borders on security nti say sani afa e dey free na say this week atenase no no ebesa babiu na ya hwese de yebesia programme the interior minister no na yeni na hia na enkomodie bia e fa ho bia no yetumi edi but the di kind say ha dwene pa ya dia in fact ye daswa ye nakra na eniema ikomu no so no edoso for some of us on the security and intelligence committee you know yenya some of the briefings usually ana emrano ma ho kwan ne mfa ntudwa but ye bodo tofa ye be kan say it's not looking good said ye nyina yenimu no sabri die was say ahodin die bia aban was what they back on board when na ho den so any bibia mu no this is the time was here any further escalation bia no because you see you know pick the pocket angle no ibi ni kumase head ya ekosui ibi SCC in other settlements ye wo baby so we say unya escalation of conflicts in satellite areas ya yenya a full scale ye was a na tuhu anamo ansa na ni nyina akoka atwiem ni nyina aka atwiem a wo swa no a edi nti mwa bia wose ye de boa aban as minority no ye be ye ekuduru sabri ya se bibru se bi nyado NPP nim NDC nim o mai ba ko no a ye kikire no ene ho abasem nti wose ye nyina we should bring our A game on nyina yenim die nyina di bitumi di aboa ye ba on board ye make sure say di kan ye maamenum ye papanum ye ma ano pay ko mo sorry ye ko so obuko school asomdwe mu e wo boko eni ade na affect wo mu abrabo eni ade ahoto ye pa ahoto e di ma wo mu nso ye Ghana fo omonso deserve so omunyo masumdwe de bo mo bra se de obia bono no na yenya anu yeso de ma o hawo no ewo ho no yinim se ache de kodia ntokwa no gina so no enye na asem ache nanso asem bie ni ho a se biburu ye de ya no ka inyi nti se no de eno ne ade di kan pa was ye hwe yetimi the protected lives properties you find a lasting solution
honorable sana o kan sade tina yenim se sana o kan no mo wo niema information mo wo ne bia na public ne yeni but we be ka se boko entokoi enye ne abre kra no a impanifo kra nya ntena so kra no na yehu nipa kum sei yera openso ashasia transimi so a anka sabre ne efo se adwubro beba na omaka asem na wi na fe de hene yekoda ya yesori ya yakunipa oha yakunipa dusi ya yesi na ade anu be ye betimi aso ano ansa na ginsem
die ye hwe ni mu no si ye beso ano na nyaade ya bem wosi ya bembu ewo ho mo so akudi yewura nsem na yewura somu na brano nyina no yehunu say delegations of both sides ono mu hia ene ade enye adwuma ketwa dene nanso eduru seya agi yewura no a to no a na yewura nso hia yi nyina ye mmoa ene sɛdeɛ even ntɔkwa no yɛbɛdi ho nkɔmmɔ ekura no ni nyina ye mmoa yɛde boa ama no atumi akoyie nti edidaso de ebi wɔ hɔ if you go into literature mama bi nya tribal conflicts and ebi kura so chen yedi so mutumi ye mani ye ni nyina ne se ebenya ho fama pa no na yebeye na ebu amanyofo nso so yenso amanyofo yi duru sabri ya yenso so asudie edaye so se yenso ye conduct ye ho yie conduct ye ho yie ye kambo kontokwa ya na breyi aye pasum dwie de ya ne empesi ye be kan dia kwa akiri bibiri akofa baby but ya manyofo ni bi amwa ya manyofo no bi amwa kura na nkama kadi ye free ye mampeni so minim sa de nchen ye so ne nkomo bi a wodi fa ho bra no obo apro no amwaye enu die minim se sa bri onu a wotena ne da mu anu sum na no a uhunu se de no ope no yetumi ne nsaka nanso wohunu se nipa ahwere ne nkwa wom wohunu se atrodie no se bi bru se bi nya do miwura no no befere no me mampani prekope eno no so minim so obo kompo ehwe bra wo ka se NPP ena ehye ntokwa na se no enei minim se sebi oyinipa ibia wafere ni tirim kakra anso untumi nkan kyerɛ yɛn enye hwe wɔsi yɛkɔ nim sebi yesu obi fumkumu a obi mfumu nya enye abawie enei die yɛhunu sɛ sebi eburu sebi enya ado enye NPP amanyoku ena na amantokwa no ho efisi ye wo kura no na enduru sɛdeɛ na eduri sebi eburu sebi enya ado ene yehu sɛ yewura Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia dudu obiribie yehunu sɛ nyo no a sɛ ni hu fitaa ni tirimu fan yehunu sɛ de ekyekere de to no so no amanyo semunti ehita Ghana afafa baabia emu bi ye TB me papa do kuku wo go so ho na ne ne nhwesofo etie ai ne nyina no mete ho nkomo ye tie de koso ewo ho mfuomfuo mu ene nhwesofo a wo mu wo go so nom ene esefinum ene ade ye tie nkomo efa ho nyina ani nyina na ye amanyo tumi ena ne yepe ne ye hunu si nya tumi ni wia afi kura na adwuma edin na hyase ya mamuo ene nipa ho bambo enu na eduru so yiwo ayi kura de nyame na aye atom se ebra yiwura John Dramani Mahama ekoka se MPP aban na wo ho no na amantokwa no wo ho no na nke betimi escalate no mai de nyame ahyira ya ama so de bia medwene ho amenti ase sabre no ano na nke betimi de wo unique sia boma yi mu a ebia nke December aba no kra nke ntimi anto because civil conflict wo ha na ekwa akota madaka bidi akosi beebi se o manfo mra meto aba no nso nyame boaye ama bibia sensi emeidie o manfo nyina hu se enye amanyu MPP amanyuku na ntokwa no kure wo ho no ache tinya amanyuku bi ena ni ebia o shafia ayi bibisa enso miwa ebetwa ni nyina agu yachi to de bia o ma no saa na tie yekuyenim na yesuesue hunu bi e de afiri menanim saa yesuehunu kese de ama NDC amanyuku se enkoduru baabi mienka se ye petumi nti asem na ye ka no se bema wo ma no kra be hia yenka na wogi tumi ni wie no ma no ahia ebi eburu se bi nyado wo mampeni no wo kodi no hwan so minister wogi no kodi no hwan so
lawyer ohun senia anopai wo kasa o sedi eburu sedi nyado ena manyosem ni yi abrian pipi mu haban mu no isi eto da bi a we na ma mu nkrofo ni bi edi mu ho ya kakra se edu ba bi esem wai kuranim na mu de aduro tare so enya sedi eburu sedi nyado asem because ye motu haban mu MNDC fo kokwa kire nkrofo se ba wo mia na atotu ama nkrofo so mu fa nkunkusazefo ena asemi aba ena na ho aba beda ho ena enne yanya NDC fo ankasa constituency executives aba be ka se omokura nkwada asem because of adwuma omo party mu omo eyeye edu ba bia mo se kire mo sen minim sa no pe waka de you are being diplomatic mon ka de se de tie nkire omo na NDC fo ya be sen twom ho asemi asan de propaganda foforo asan so de kwakotia mo can you imagine sanka kufu ado ne ba omi na wo eye president ne vice president ne ye kunkusasi fo hene wa so ase anka onim ne ebe nsama ebe koso o man mu onabo
minia me tiwase pa I share your sentiments but unim se nyankopon unim die ntia o ma mpo ntafo edaruso ewusuban mu ye kan de wa feri aferi wu gise ebia wuni ani wu agi de wabo ani wu dua wehuno de wa feri aferi de no wo ka sem a ye irresponsible no ene ya no pe ye kan wa feri unim nitirim unim na ye political culture no so wehuno se enye the same sebi bru sebi nyado ye num kura yi afi ne ye fefebe asem bi wo ha ne ka no be ye ten but obi die so abo ani wodu ya wo be ka mfa ho se nipa be wuo ono ne die no no but ye num so die sebi wo kan eno na tore bi ya na o manfo de boye chie se ya krache sem ne ye diplomacy eni ade but ye nto akrache sem no nto ntwene obi kaso wo krachi ni a woni di watem ya nto ntwene ya be dia president kofo num apia menkanum Victor Usunum jebi dankwanum na kufu ado mode tete ye no enti ye kano said ye wasi ye kano ma asumdwie ye nya asumdwie e de chichire man na ujitumi na ye MP na untimi nko ukurumu a untimi nko constituency. Are you even representing a constituency? Are you representing a constituency? What can be the ajitumi? Who ye here no? O man for na wasa wo som wo munumpu untimi nko. Na numbi maame baako nyame nko a MP baako. Nyame nko a enti no sabi nyame kwabena na you know me beka bibi wa no wonim wa no sabi buru so yi wo nipa dia a wo fedie wo mu a wonim die waye enso ebedu sei ya minua asodie no da ye nyina ye so ye nkok ye nye die ya no mu ye ni bi eno no de minua wo sabi si ni pi amanyuku NDC eni amanyuku NPP no so ye dem the moment ya ye be ye said ye ya wo mo ye no ye pesi ye bie no na ye value so no ayira binim pa de wo kan minim senka NPP na wa ben mu ena nka sa de we ye sia enke na no pay kenya agro anso ensonson ye no de bia no wasi sokane no disi kane adua no so ne sren emu.
You have no call credits in your MTN account.
It's very unfortunate, but I think Honorable Kwabena Boatin aye justice to your issue enti yebeda as mo fanchen to the bia sanity say course na na yedi adwuma nti da sebre said the buru said nyado yebeda no abo ase na obi akoche YouTube na say was a friend Felix Donko say thank you the room MPP leaders here said the buru said nyado is too much I say MPP leaders here said the buru said nyado is too much
na ma ye hunu sunsia da MPP ani NDC for entem obi kasa eden tokwaba obi kasa ejojo entokwa onyansani kasa ejojo ntokwa
yesi wo to sekan edi hye nyansani nsem a odedo afuo emeno baiba na nkrofo bidi na moto sekan de hye kwase nsem odidi ewu
enti obi ano kwase ano di ewu kwase ano de ntokwaba benyansani ano ajuju ntokwa onan disi fo se otumfo mrem na yenkoso agoboko ntokwa sandisi ni bia wantimi ankasa ntia nkwase asema Kevin Taylor ditia otumfo a obeka so otumfo nkoso agoboko ntokwa na oni ndisi ni no abodam moti ho muni so otumfo ye dipatitire wo mayimu a asam no ato apentia yetumi sufura no Kevin Taylor Jimini way. Oh, ati wo dinner tem. And otumfo ni Kevin Taylor hwan eri papa. And some no otumfo Kevin Taylor ka che otumfo. And some no Kevin Taylor ka che o che hene. Ye nyansani bi free ndisi mi wa no be condemn sa ade no.
Na nya ndisi for na
ye nyansani bi ma ndisi every ndisi me condemn sa ade no. Ye nya bi wo mu na wo mu National Security Board ho ban. Edu dia de so wo so otumfo ho. Wo ye nyansani a obetima koso boko ntokwa.
Otumfo na ye running
the down. Yeah, not from head to toe. Yeah, nyansani bia wan this mu.
Okay, say.
Am condemn the Kevin Taylor.
Okay, say that could me be have a can say. Obia when it just say you run your otumfo down bia woni nyansa.
Yeah, nyansani ba kokura bia this man.
Otumfo contribution to Ghana. Yeah, ko IMF. John Mahama echo IMF 2015. IMF for say yeah mfa mawo because mo hwe na nimu din ya mutumi mo hwe na record on nim say papa yo the sky manual because ko dia sent yeah mfa mawo it took otumfo ene so ko ene abato ho sensem ne ntokwa na do na ya sheda bonipa da sanipa na uzekro bia sante kotoko hene
no di o chihinatem
na yenyu natem in fact every fiber wo my Ghana mu a e protect your money bia no yeni atem yedi shake sharabutu atem yedi o chihina atem em se ni papa man se Kevin Taylor di natem ye de domahene
ana so no
man te domahene de man te da se odi domahene atem I never man te me hu me te ba bia da bankrupt ni pempani 43 o man mu nyina yedi o mu nyina atem
kwa comedy me se mo fa cheme me wo position bi enipa wasore ti asante man anya Kevin Taylor. Who is Kevin Taylor? Enipa wasore ti asante man aye President John Dramani Mahama himself.
You are right.
And sanu ne ye kase tio eno de ne ye kase obopa wo ye President Mahama ifa chema wontumi be kan no before election search chema President Mahama and abo Kevin Taylor pa emani di asante hene eni asante matem eni so obo sa pa ni wie ni edi asante natem wie a na fe de wo kohhehye wo bo se hunu na de ntokwa ba na fe de wo dimirika san kwa asante hene na wo se onu aye running it down no o my o bo pa me running it down no on na fe o meka bi ma
me no mo ya adre perfectly but na me anyway President Mahama no amu no o mu asante man waku the first coming enye kumase no kobu sa abe no
say the go to crowd
say asante mind
akosa kira
koma enye nya ko kobu sa abe ho eni minima dia Kevin Taylor sa hwan no waya eye wise that asem na John Mahama ko kan kumase ba no president minim obi a panimu a watimi dia asante man eni matwitwi form more than President Mahama himself abra do ote a silver stool so ni krom mampon asante mampon sa asante mampon ka ho
yeah asante mampon na ye
asante mampon
na ye
uyi kumase a
da wa me say mampon yen yen kan mampon ke kan asante mampon just for emphasis asante mampon na NDC for say Emma John Mahama enyi MC a Oya Santini eye pure madness
no mo pepepe ni
eye pure want me kan baby a mo betima ka say oh ye first ni pa kwa ne ba no ye friend Yakubu ye support no problem but men ka say me empa Santini e wa satifo krom
what be benzinda
what be da wo wiase
Emma na mampo hene
na ne ho dodo no
yare
but adene ye na ye ma wo ba bonte be kasa say ade amu ye ne enye
and that was the last public appearance
and look at one part of the coding credit first ni krechi wakasa no and this company for ankwa kopacho
no osewomo
e mo kopacho
omo be pacho
omo kopacho say esanfu na omo kan ye no omo nya biem
yeah
papa no Prez Mahama etwen ya ema papa no coding crowd echi no ya yesie na wie no okwa akura John Mahama appointed Pepeni.
Yeah.
Ama enrechi ya
Yagina tu. Enti mefa ne say
that is the height of insult.
Asa mampo hene ne nsama ase a oyeye.
Yes.
E de to ho no.
Prez Mahama abusu.
Na sama no man. On friend.
Of course. Wo put ni mutia enti enye de wo be because media mo ye na entity so. President Mahama no ankasa no he is the problem. Olun wo munipa ade akwaku Prez Mahama aye no enne no home because Ghana Republic
obuni party for ese na no mahin for
what of course
enti wa yi Pepeni ampa tie ne party for ayi Pepeni e wa Santima se ne party for aka se yempa Santini
enen de ye can say obetima yi pepe for miensa enan and obeta yi before enan obetima yi nzema for enan e wa Santima for say me pesa mo ye MCU e wo ka omonko contest ko bi enkasa wo but the moment a wo beka say asante for krom as ye ma Asantini enye MCU ho de kwaku na trapo
etse kroboni afi ha akodagbon na wakọ ya na asase so aka say aha de me mpese dagboni be ye MCU
dabi na sase minti bi dawo na atrapo oh of course na Kojo Yanka.
In fact, Ashanti region, MC say ho no about 19 of them years. Obi Yanka sai.
Kojo Yanka. One man Ashanti region minister.
Yeah.
In history, one of the best performing ministers I was Ashanti region. Kojo Yanka. Oka ho. Yanko for penasem. I want to Santini.
Debbie.
But the record etino so be free baby echo baby there could be any problem but so beka say yempa Santini na se be bedu say ba be yi akrameyo na asantifo ewo nkran say catch the president say yempa nkrani wobodam
friend wanyi nkrani ya Santini enya sa dia wuyi nkrani ye no de
abotam se be
na president ajiatu na wayi Santini
abotam se be ni
wow
da bi kwaku etisi ye kona nanu manimu a kwaku menoka say and the population the war Greater Accra akanfo edoso che nkran
yeah in fact I'm for kra adoso sen nkran
before say third ye kaka kanfo nyina bomu Asante kwawu ni Fantina de bomu
kanfo doso
but the first year doso no enje se bitable na mani media e wo moman mu
u bondo
wontimi eka ba ko pekra bo won kran say aka nkeni ba ko pekra boys in ma omo na say ade fa to message ma won obete ya Santini say omra meye Accra meyo but wontimi nka say
ye makan
me ma example me say na Akufo-Addo krom chibi the second second no dey no so say ya second in command Kukurentumi oni pa no MC Hwanda Akufo-Addo fe na Alhaji Umar Bodinga ono so ono so ye kremuni but odi MC e wo chehene ekrum e wo na Akufo-Addo krum obi an complain but say wo be hye say e bia ka chebi die ye mpene
dabi
ema ochini bia me ye MC
I was like a president na ankasa kwa edi chaupa koma na na mo say yes musase mo ka ye
sa ko o me twum ko 1 week
Prez Mahama we ku Asante Mampo akonwa no na nananom mo breso gado anka we no ye de achenchena a onwuye
no mo da ye niema
ene ye de eye niema ejura kuro no because Mahama adi fia kan ko ka ma ache
Yemia.
We the what na say ache.
Well, nyahwe ya mean nipa ono de basa ye odi be batare nkofo na ene nyame abi punu na edware na se ka anopei meche obia na mada 37 me wo fa vida 37 hospital na doctors and nurses na wo pediatric emergency unit omo ho keka ne mmoa omo de aboa no obi anim wo ho ba se ne omo akra omo hu ene se ne omo medo obi ase na mada enamfofo na aboa ma the agenda to make Gordon the comms director no
what's the
yeah faso the room kan hwe wo ntu de time no God be kasa asem ka ka be me de say Gordon be ba be the comms director
wo de kan wasem kan wasem a meseka na etwunya nuru ya ye mo dan
okay me that won say bi ase o de ntro ene nada esi wani so a enko yi listo on semo kikan e was small arms na o hwe before President John Mamani campaign time send ntu won crofo ho no ene de ekoso sese ye pese ebusa se president why na di ntu no kogu ho wa appoint you obi so in charge of small arms ka wo peace no what will you do but unim de na opeso wo ye nti Mahama yarigati parliament no o memma na betiso eyen ko wukurom ne koma ko constituency ne koma abati so ko ne ko kire om na to aba ma o ti ba bi o nti so mo ko abenemu omu ti nusuo mo gendi suo na wo te Accra. Oh, then you don't deserve to be an MP. Won enim guase a wo de abre ofie ene wo ho tumi nya akukudro gina parliament e kansem ba won tumi nko ofie nko resolve conflict the ekosum someone to me ama peace na ma any senior mo start identify nkrofo ekunkum mu a omanchi efree boku no na kire se de eba na nye de ekosunu president emfata wonse se kire se why you say use and dump debi say wow party executives and party faithfuls and what boku they are not safe. What a video back one boy almost see they decided to vote for you in numbers because ube sure mubobi no only say bosha no bebaso. Look at what is happening. And adiafo froswa John Dramani Mahama, the second coming why he runs away from addressing violence issues. Bibia e violent bia no onka ho asem. Bibia ye mo de hwegu e attack bia onka ho asem. Hwenkrofo dodo ayira, hwenkrofo dodo aye kumu. Hwabai we a okọ interview. And you have a sitting vice president, very disgracing. So untumi ka hwe you e wa bai wani kum no ho. Se so on de wa bai mi be hwebi, ma mbeka bi. Mi be hwebi. Vice president, first woman. Ke so ye bibi na nkrofo man hu so dom, wa bai hu mi be hwebi, ma mbeka bi. Eni e mati o, ba mi nka bi. No, that is embarrassment. Mbana muwa bemu ana mana muwa high positions among country. Na peace council there. Sa allowance na mudi enjoyment. Abai papa na aba na mudi je. Mundi ne duro ni ebu akunte. Ntia mujina altar so nsofo na ewo no. Mujina altar so musuro nyame. Ana enye nyame nti na mujina altar no so eye muafu. Mutumi kan sema ehu hia. Mutumi kan noma eteni ba noma ese o man asofo no muafu. Se sa appointment na moje ma mo yire ne mo ma nti mo nkasa. Media houses obi ani abo. De ekosum John Mamani mo fu se mo boa no ba mo se no. Mo gu ya ma no hu fin. international world, that is not how they see Ghana. Mampenia would the bank for a projected good image of your country, no, would the massacre no ama about crew. And opeso the chichirubi. One say Baumia Yankupon vindicating, and now on our and net. Me pam chomu hu document no press release mu brofuna na ewo mu no mu brofuna your friend is saying yes mu kan tu ni nyina the English was not Englishing, brofuno was not adjoining na moti ho na mo fo say ye ku bi enuru mpeso aso na moti yo na mo ye ma ewo krum mo ye ma enne in my way, Omo Mpaye or Independence Square near Frame say Aglo. When you see you deny access to the Independence Square because yes, Omo support it, and this is baby I be drew, and it is coming from the Jubilee House. Say me and more access. Baby I be drew.
Independence Square.
Yes, 4 years Omo call me the beko. Say Kron or man will be in year, no be a auction ye no. The room does.
Eti Koka. Ena Martin and Mr. Money say Godomin Country or Selmo Akwaba. Era Benash wo New Japan South. Ono say or Shamin Country when you say Ochiamo. Na sama me kan earlier and Nana Hesuji and so can say can you imagine say and the Kufuado na Yakun Yako na rigu akochin kolami yunabe jina bomutu eku omo efi dormitory akabana anje kabonu ene ne nkrofo kana be bi omo nam ene nsemu a omo eka obi asende me message obi say me question bi a very important question say nti assembly members ben ene koto abade ma adwuma nomini no na omo nya aware of mampohene asemu a or the two Jansan or na. Okay, me so a relevant question. Yeah, me not me who's had about me. I answer best about me. Let's not forget to say last assembly elections now more to abano. And this for we need baby. And this for no we need one. And you see, only man enclave one month government appointees. And never be my for be about that enclave no more. And ya access. But yes, I should be say. Yen ka say. Obi fi krubi so a odi ko ADMC o ye ka sa obi wa no kan but de obi no ka say ye mpene masanti ni me no ye no die ye ntimi nso so sa asem no so sa de ye ka wo message wa kwabramaafo say nadwin say communication director and a long overdue and I'm catch him say munya sa adwuma de munya abotre na ye be ye sa adwuma na ye ni e nye twemu asem
message bia ba ma godon okay nipa nse men kan tre godon say obi ni ti say o corporate bi abi na say man focus ye di no ko ba bi na wo mu na ti say nipa na nkwa no akogiska it is a godon wan pa say say godon akogiska na akogiska for my home
oh David eno
na bra be say akogiska be asu bi be ka say godon we dey ma menko na jai me obi message na me kan David for no no akai no na say me fama na wa hu nipa kro
nya botre asem ne say edu ba bi a
edu ba umpo
edu ba no edu David say edu ba bi a onipa de wo abusua wo bibia ne ma bibiru a hwe apuni ade nti utimi yeso beko na bi ara bibi nti na so ye na wo san but
bibia nsiri ko
onyan kan se wonko
godon ti we bibia nsiri ko
onyan kan se
wonko en kan chen se
wo ye manager no be da ma bibia nsiri
anti bi kan chen godon so
tete manager kan
enu bria di pa ko omba burunua enu ko nti omo de omo nya ne sa because say bibia obehia e dey be qualify ni say so omo the qualification ba owo ba communication say qualification a ewo ba practice media juma both print any electronic nyina waya bibia ni ho no mo a qualify will be to be national communication officer only bibia ni ho bibia ni ho bibia ni ho bibia ni ho bisi ni kwan enso so nkrofo edi nkrofo sika edi media fo sika yi oni media fo sika da
tina manfo so na bakoro
so le bia ha de mani bia na ekokudu amanfo edi problem no a wo ho pa no MPP face here no ye say this media for sika microphone edi what you say
you giant and the sika na
eti no eno no say eti
the word media for sika papa Daddy Lumba na match didi o mayem say Messi ni Ronaldo mi hu de oye go to mu cause me enu nyina bo nwuma utumi say yes enwuma abawo mu ni enwuma entiase mu ni occasion bia nwum bia mu bi Lumba alade na wajan mark e wasase we so a MP pada kusi say ewiase bebe na wieye so no an kan be ma be ye bi ama be ni nyina ne bere so a obekọ nti ne braso de ye amka kakra ene se akodadi Ghana fo abona wutu ache enso ebre no so ye no ene twede mpo Nyankopon aton safre no nti ye bebo na baso se efie bia wo Ghana ha bia mu no ote Lumba nka wo enipa wu a Ghana fo social media omo ede nipa ne ye status but Lumba de edie abroso bia be fe biara
Lumba one of the year obi antimi nka say yen celebrate Lumba otiasi nyina Lumba de Ghana for celebrate nipa ansana wo film koka mami ntiu na mebre no asan sa
Lumba de baby ade na fini baby abedru no se wakofo ayaresa na wentumi amano nsema ye titi wachi ni sa no man ye bestrese abusuanya adaje no mo hwehwe mu na nukure wo mo mfendedi na Ghana nyina we di opimso ayi opimso ayi 1 week ni bibia na bibia bekoso yenhwe say negligence ne sa no ma our lawyers o abusian dealing with your fans you wait to me akom be ntumi nkom nduru baby na beda Ghana for us from memory dani besi anopai baby abefe bia na nyom ni conversation is anoma bedo bibiase na nsema negative issues no ye nyaima omo mbetumi handle no ni yen celebrate a legend that room with us
me da say Gordon Daddy Lumba
right Daddy Lumba o filming me kai say Nigeria no musu one of their all-time greatest musicians Fela
Kuti
Fela me kai Fela Kuti u film no headline be by no macho icon bibi that was my first time met the word icon it before me parliament has in Nambusan papa lecture masi and I'm question this and say icon a short form of iconoclastic it me ko share kwaku sana Lumbati why icon na enra child ne baye no apart say me ya na mani asaji say we die 60 years die wakobi won ko bi nkai a young age but say celebrated because of and nema for the past 3 decades and nema waya mo mangana no kwaku anodin intino yenkoso ne celebrate no abusafo yenkoso enko ho ne cheche mo were enra chi wo se kodwo antwi mo ne Bawku that one was on yet dana Bawku bi ka ho tenten musician Bawku no tenten we tuntum
sa
ai wono so ekohol mo ne kodwo antwi nyina ekohol ma omu nyina ekoboa yemfa hye ho din na yensu yedi ekire no yensu yedi ekire musicians na yedi ekire no wo ye into showbiz omu nsu ade Bawku fi Lumba ho Lumba no mpekasa enipa wotonyo wodi we wordsmith oh ye no tibde nwina no de to nwum ba wo mpekasa hardly say obete se Lumba asem obi aka asem afan kwara oba bi ya no won kasa in fact wono an kasa radio station e buy 5 years but that's what once what you say so that's what be once pe no na nyuma wa body ekwaku timeless
200 over 200 tracks
only
about 32 31 hours 33 albums okay
but almost social media buy I can tell you say social media buy and then ko for some Lumba some more because of a man tell me about will be almost social media almost lumba nyom and my lyrics the bible e ko fo church say no work lumba say no work
me da
afi yanko enyum no ye
de ade motama so kratwam ene wa hia
timetable no
okay and family see na
okay 29th of this month and now open of nominations and now August 28th and we close nominations on be vetting 15th to 22nd September.
Okay.
15th to 22nd September. No, on my year. And now, most is a petition. So, obetim the Abbas September 29th to 3rd October. And never be a count, but you may have China or Mubi nominations. It is our entity.
All right.
If I'm updated, was a 12 banner, no be a 50% plus. They were on. Round of now. Okay. 14th February 2026. But of course, the madman round of the Ember.
All right.
Kasa dodo from some pem na Bible kano.
Okay.
Yakubu na Mahama Boni de. Enya sure se ni krom kronim ho.
I see.
Ya ono kofiase. Papa krom. Odi assembly man kra ho. Enti senkomo ameye sa announcement na. Because no yon pal.
Because obi ehun so ye obi ehun so ye man.
Kronim ho.
I just said that we can go any massive, but you are saying why Mamponi Mapa.
Mampon, Kofiasi ni Albian, the Papa Mabetran, who yes, in an Namun auntie. Send yes, I some nom cocaine, but I dare be Koso, my room. When him said, Tribal, the BSC, party of Sofa Pie MPP. It seems I win your penny beer, Manama Cassam. The moment MPP be respond on Nampen for a piece. Yaba twabano me boy amene ne tu fie kusasini no hono ba no se da adentina ba o me ada bia one ne nenam enso ya free kurum se akototu di amankrofo se omuntutu kunkum kusasifo na se okọ agogo a akura bi a ewo hwidiem enchen wa frɛ na senchem ehona ne papa fo no ewo ono ne papa nso so eba mo be ka kyerem se wo hu me ne ba o me picture men kan chet ba o me say ma on totu ma we fo no totu mo so asefo no mi ni say yen kra edifi kromo eba e ndu so ne MP ni kasa no say go so ni ade nyina no sa na ko ba e
pia se
ma kra na ka jam da anya bo wa bo mo wi ase pa abane de nkamen to ma ba o nya ono temen channel na ka say ntu okoto ma ni na chi a ebi anko anto enti akoti ai ba de okofa ahwede ba no na ayi kan no o se na anuwe na akofa ba na nkopon de onyem trofo da enti solve so kan say oba conflict be a thing of the past mu ne we ase nyina ye ho na se wi ase wote ho na manyo senti sa nipa dodo awu Bawku ni nipa dodo awu omose omu wo techima de na do so nso sada bi atachima na omo kan bo mu microphone de Bawku ni de omu Bawku for de sebe omunye nipa de nyina ye nya opportunity ni kasa ye kasa ma be kan man na bom ni nya sa anwoma na we na yese na we na yese na we na yese no
lumba ninyuma eye me de pa omo say Harry. Okay. Now utie from 5th minute na asena oka in crashes MB, and I think that he has a lot of influence on people, not because of ne but in somehow kawo nenyum mu because say BNI for ebe farm yo mo de meko enwa na wo mi chimpa e ya nkwadoma ana meka se mi ameda na enyum se ubi bi ni kumia ka obepe mu bia ma no ko se djuma ye oye no e owu djuma adenta kumi kamede me mpe me ho asem politician enye dia me pene se ka bia na ba be fame nti sa enyum no eye enyum so a nenyum ankwanoma no enyum a me bo na mitia me hu se ye politics na djuma no eye owu djuma na ye mu awompa but ye shebre no ana amana basa meti se lumba ewu no me yapi
because of the kind of influence he has. But Dero wabobra obia otimi meka se nkofo ye kan nkofo mo bo MPP mo ba power Lumba ka ho sa ne num na oye winner no.
Yeah,
it was one of the most played songs.
No, in the history of Ghana, obia ni hono mo a why political song me dey akọ for elections.
Yes,
you say Lumba only nenum sa na ekọ for elections ekọ 2008, 2012, 2016 and then 2020
krana me husa no ne papa yi producer yi appear to one district one you see. So Lumba has been very instrumental in the MPP for the yetanase for the kind of music he gave the MPP to campaign with. And I'm sure saying another danko gufado so edanase pa edanase na dero yakas obi a legend and enye legends akekeu enye din ne kekeu obi a King Charles enlisted ne nyuma open the top 10 no na Lumba enyum eka ho so sa nyum na meka no Lumba nyum eka ho. So I think say wabobra and we ye danyamia say odi obi say Lumba Emma Ghana ana yeda ne busuafo so ase so moma no ho kwan se otumi bo nyumpa edema yen na Dero mama for menchia ensi me auntie Mama Paulina senior presbyter ewo Atasamansu presby o si Dero wa show program na sha so bo ni dinda na if you okọ now kwasisa TV ni from movement the ode be ye or no senior presbyter o
and they say me money din na ye wa ye say akokọ ntwua different me answer be dwemo na akokọ ntwua ntia
magiatu
e say wood ni din ba ya e kan kama boni din
e magiatu
ntia wa o say friend saying
Mama Paulina ni kunu ogaboachi
and e chia na no pay
e chia o ma no pay ntia ha na me de menchia besi.
Okay, era po ameni a member of the New Patriotic Party and I know me who say si aduoni abrofo na che say me ti me hwa me who say ba bia na abrofo na but say me nim so na na say chairman dey so nim say me am chairman nti afa we am who am hwa who say no say na tai ya wa hwi ni si tu die and say da nya ikeke me hwa na say isi anu ya na president Oil Palm Development Association Ghana. I'm sure and the push na ekese. Chama mate
yanwa Dawuro.
Na bia bokode.
Yesu ado.
Onya nkopon ase. We no ene ba kuna na kan wo ye no difference na eden.
Medasi Dawuro mechiawa tiefo na mafa konya so achia Charles au Bivobe Takradi.
Okay.
And our Western region nzo ye ngwadwuma mechia Mr. Ola, Mr. Francis and Akwabua Cecilia omunyina ka ho na ene president ya Mensa Sumui omodom ema yetiminya o say yekede Eastern Zone zona friends organizers so mechiaw wabadwumadin ye ya no kre am say Thursday na Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana ye ekuoku batan enwo ekuoku nyina no ne ye Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
Enwo ni nyina kase ene Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana eku friends under the TCDA Act 1010 under the regulation His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ebuam ye bi TCDA no act no Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana OPDAG recognized as the only association omni omoye adwuma na eno ewon krabata bibre nza meka say Bank of Ghana ye rural bank ye commercial bank ye different groups under Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana. One in krabata and the artisanal mills, artisanal palm oil millers and agro association. Okay. And I'm your president.
And I'm president. Okay.
Yes. And OPDAG na me national organizer.
It say bia we rural bank a rural bank association for president. Then you have a Bank of Ghana president.
Exactly.
Say we a big man.
They say who di anwa ufia.
This year the nyangu nkwa na wo heso.
Dabi I woma omu nyina beto aba ni bi we ma fo na e frighto
okay
see you ankasa if in the office e betna Thursday throughout the day eto aba
okay
Charles said they are very committed under the association because there are a lot of policies are binding bar one thing are affecting the industry maybe to say taxes ya de bia aba introduce pe we say be a production level no
na drop it na face smuggling
any Sudan for die ni nyina ya de ya na ebeba na afi de akoba say policy directives wa really ya omo introduce super abani introduce super both are affecting industry no and the association na koye mouthpiece for all the industries in Ghana na election say no mo de omo ho de shame. It tells you people are ready for the cause of the association and for the cause of the development of the industry it me da obi bia ase adwuma na adwuma kase pa because way back na Ghana say Malaysia for be fa adwen wa ha ene Malaysia adwen on be fa no they are omni Indonesia they are making trillions of dollars from the industry. I'm telling you, the economy of Malaysia is dependent on oil palm. The economy of Indonesia is dependent on oil palm. Why is the economy of Ghana? At some point in time, let me say Gold Coast time no. Let me say unya enwa eno nene drive this country. Anytime a ban bia be ba odi ahode be hye enwa adwuma mu no oman ne sesa. Example a champon time or try it say or be say obe use a be as a growth pool, development pool a bema drive economic activities enti or share areas within Ghana ha ba bia obetimi aye befu akese to kwai assume nchen ho a ogin sase about 20,000 hectares oko kumani honso sa oko twifo twifo himan area mu honso koje top asase be 15,000 hectares and omo call nopa call benso which is western region and honso okoye hectares and as of today I can tell you within a run of about 40 kilometers radius obi a wada English nim ya depending on abe wasidan ya abe wahwe ni basku ya abe waye bibia wana brabu ma ya abe. So it tells you it's an industry as any government taking a bold decision to develop it a bit changing the status quo of the people I be boa ba nankasa o aba na sa o taxes enkrofo nankasa ho beto mo because nipa onyeska na ne ho eyi no into sector no as of today Dawuro ye wo ansase a ye dua be wo so almost about 305,000 hectares 305,000 hectares enwo a yenya wom enkwa ye 350,000 metric tons but enso yen we are still importing close to 150,000 metric tons eba Ghana from Malaysia Indonesia na ya na eba na small ge omo dodge tax na omo Ghana han mumu na omo ntimi dodge tax enti ebeba na anwa na omo de boarding esen omo de efri amano na eba because onu utua tax enti otua even 20% tax which is around 21-22% otua no pa aye VAT ne niam na obi di free Malaysia ba definitely obi tin 10% ko obi timi atoni cheap enti aya no mu blame industry no say as yen niam boy den me wa enye ya taxes are introduced in the system no and man to there more time no
na ye me ya say ye ti Ghana ha na me ti say e kra enwo ba Ghana na me ra ho because enwo dia ka betimi produce large quantity near export to kra dia ko baby
100%
intimate say ye san kra enwo de ba Ghana ha na asefim sem
Dawuro me catch your plane ya rehosem ena o kan history a ohun se aben ba bie ko fa nyina afiri mpatamu ya obi timi de akoye adwuma look cocoa me compare with I'm not cocoa e won sase 1.5 million hectares it employs 6 million people abe e wo 305 hectares employ 800,000 people so imagine say you double no times 3 we are employing almost 8 million people if we are doing cocoa say etimi ka say dey yaba
etimi ye abese dey cocoa ebefa nipa
almost 8 million people 8 to 10 million direct employment na make one sem companies on by year hu adwuma ne mai enti anu nso koye times 2 kra it's going to employ 68 times what 2 saying 16 million Ghanaians will be employed. And na sika beba no as of today, so ultimately yet now we about $350 million from the Abena Mo Tony Adia. Or say ultimately double like you did cocoa, you'll be getting about 1.7 billion a year. That is only the fruit out there, no. And imagine, and no in see how cocoa the other could be memu, and what the processing, and what had the be a soap. You be a Pepsodent, you be a margarine, you be a lot biscuit. So the impact, the economic impact is so big. You can't compare cocoa to oil palm.
All right, you better down here di enwo enkomo no ndi na eba na yenka bibi ebeka enwo asem nkran. Ti rap wa meni na yate nka no na si ona ye president Emma Oil Palm Development Association Ghana. Adenta kumi me shasi o hano pay nkoma o hono MPP ABA nomination no tena for presidential primaries. Ebiem boko ensensem ene eya jinsem ama nipa ye kunkumomo no eya hadwen pa. Ni o fa ne kan bia no ebetumi akọ. Mami ti.
Dawuro mena wase. I think sir about presidential MPP ABA nomination now. First of all, I say the bought party nabaso. The party leadership has realized adia edi nyanyina enedede obisi say where you see we can we asem nyina it's about nipo ba be president and nipo be lead the party no.
Yeah.
And yes say you cannot do the same thing always and have different results. So as you bought National Executive Council,
National Council,
National Council, as you bought Omabaso, say they sat down and looked at the danger facing the party as of now, and say, any sa do brobebano, ye ko ni akoyeden, ya ko to the obedi party nenim, ako election 2028. It's a very good thing, party na here, and we must applaud them. You see what word yes wa the rule. What to now to word yes so party na say said your poor or what Bible mu I can't ask him. Or see, forgetting what is behind and pressing towards what is ahead. The party has done something very important for us. Say you be fi yawa ye komu and anubino. About 5 months ago, no, the leadership of the party is trying to take us forward so that we can forget what is behind and press towards what is ahead. What is ahead? 2028 election. Now, Dawuro, because NDC for EWK 8 years and the Sadeba Abemu, we will not use 8 years. We don't have 8 years. In the end, Nasi Enkase, Yekoye election, no 2 years to election. It will not make any sense. As we sit as of now, party no, I a diagnosis. Say ne high. So why would we want to sit down as a party? Every serious political party, every serious political party does 4 major things. The first one is reflection. They reflection na adbe research who say ne ha party no. We are why you be a friend of restructuring and your core national conference. You said the general secretary and the entire national council is willing to restructure the party. The Uncle say ni na omitie Nkrofuano back to the table and they are doing the proper restructuring. After restructuring, you call reorganization. We are reorganization and then you reposition yourself to win an election. And I'm a kind so what if I now to 1 year so they've done a very good thing for the party. Memo beyond that and that down or more din junction bet too soon ye ho There will a whole anybody that puts an injunction on any election, party in progress, and we as a party must not sit down to look at such people. We don't have time. We do not have time. Donald Trump actually said after 4 years you can come back. We cannot wait, and we do not have time. Ghana for a su efraying. We must just get our acts together. Ya no ye hu de ma ye dimto. Ye hu de ama Ghana for ampeyasem. Enu na enne ye den. Ye hu adwuma. Na ye hu adwuma nyina no. Ese ye kika ye hu ma Ghana for no hu say these people are serious. Now we train 2 years time and why such a major election. You think Ghanaians have time for you? Now there will at the cry as a film say, who your candidate now official process no and boa dream who ye no say ye koye other processes nearby. Sometimes we need a strong candidate on every front. Now yes, you can strong candidate it's about character and the credibility. Candidate obet me I want to about party nim candidate you can't leadership enye hey na ya grofo no dero you can't so your leader. It's not about so bad hey there be there what is social phobia you the casabrel and how brassier and the deep in grofo nim. And so party ne kono, that is what we will seek from the people. Now there now say I mean who say now in the spirit of unity no honorable Machopoku Prempe the page so and a conference here yakoi omu posti Niema posti Dr. Baumia posti party general secretary posti Ura Kennedy Japan ana nkofo ba how say omu twa won say utimi u posti obi say na gallery of pictures so obi tibi ebia no kwa na udin beba say Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe na posti. So in that and I for the year propaganda hey na po support they say na po yi na support free ba ho mia wa support your friend say Kennedy Japan. Now I like something na po ba out Rebecca say I like something he said or say or share dear Dr. Baumia Yamana he cannot be ungrateful. And it taught me a lesson. Say, okay, say you are grateful, you must show it in loyalty. Being grateful in loyalty. And so I'll say Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe has shown me, say, he had the opportunity to also go and say so pray, but he believes in the good that Dr. Baumia Aya Amano. And I think say Omo supporting Baumia, supporting Baumia no. We have to begin to tell people about the good in Baumia. I keep telling people, say, the problem with Dr. Baumia is that Oya Papa Mawa Unka Oye Disie. And when they are doing their politics, they have to understand, say, politics, no, Ubobia Yajin Sesan. And that because Abuboya ma identify man can the day no. And Ubiankai. In Guya. Bravo, why the mammy? I'm a coach, and I want a bekai. Now, so I me who say, ye boobia, me cousin Dr. Baumia, Boamia. Me support a medema Dr. Baumia. First of all, me wala na not Dr. Baumia personal. Me birthday. Dr. Baumia personally called me to wish me. I was still with Alan then, but still, until me realize say he understands the politics differently. A bit more politics no in and other wrong is yeah, obi but obi o ye wona kumempa no onu anim say enye bibia na ye this year but not about me politics no dey menyan fancy
me da say adenta kumi
who say who obi papa jinsesan
na modi
the receipt
no modi ye na ponu say me modi bi ye minimi team no ha I think for 2022 video bi ana ye ka asempapa fa honorable Kennedy Japan ho na mu twa be 1 minute or 2 minutes and omodi caption too so Bawumia boys ditch Bawumia campaign for Japan.
It would not help. Why would you do that?
Then Crawford send the way and we are so do evidence me issue disclaimer crazy. But you see won't me enforce obi endorsement.
Debbie, you can't.
Me chairman tiwi. Okoye ni election we. Se me endorse no be cancel my endorse no a. Na the natural onim se ma be mention ba bonjan be cancel me endorse. E be wi ase na egu mu wani mu ase.
Yes.
And you know, it should be fair. Se na po ken, na po post picture. Na utwa no in a way. Na all the kwabo ntine wi na po be cancel on cancer.
You deceive.
What message are you sending across? So my meeting chairman on this internal processes are do a chana yatse nomination will be open. Chairman,
me da say Dawuro. Me dey say I mentioned the word called process. Every institution be a year juma money deep yede. Ejina ye no. I na unbelieving in processes. Processes with time, processes with location, processes with directives. The party, NPP party, na show odo. Or much as they believe in rule of law. I'm say last week here, Wontumi Asia as delegate conference. Normal decided say free nekwe. Ebe use the top down approach to elect our presidential candidate. Security was very tight. Deliveries of messages was excellent, and Oshe Ahomeka party for the different areas. And so I say the party is going through a well-refined processes and programmed out. Ensure a victory in 2028. So I give thumb ups to all the people on my side, man. Now going forward, I'm saying I may be nomination for candidate to apply. Anybody obi no china. I'm say obi our person with the president or your presidential candidate in the name of NPP for our people application near the 10 year who near the back account go ahead what me ejina. That process now more effort onto say about to abano. And so idea me rese party no betimi de ahoden ahomeka ani daso sonko aya ade na ma na ye free and fair. Ye mpese beba na say we say me akoma ntom ye na akoye dede ne kasa. That issues we need to make sure say ye beye ama enkofa wantru bia emba. Party no ehun a eya kono. This time we know say you lose election 2024. You name all the issue per research. Any report say we amwa intina really election. No. To going for I don't think we need to repeat anything you lose election. Osha obi candidates like His Excellency former President Bawumia. Or loved by people because former vice president. Yeah. And go for penance for one reason or you quiet on cancer but or deliver. You share economic policies and go for a day the CD dollar no hit no more, but they should know that and some you remu or how are you NPP by remu in 2020 during the COVID they been serious baby ada. Now before that time we should all know say na CD no ahoden ye den it was free me kai say that CD time no unim say MTN before MPP by na MTN in terms of communication the jiska be brave free o man nyina mu na MTN were almost about 80% share foreign base. The ownership of MTN sika no mu dri every MTN kwa bonten any week dollar no almost san at the core abonting to pay all those investment was so huge. It's under MPP government that our mobile policy say every communication company in Ghana they want Ghanaians to own more than 50% shares into it. It took I said that amount dollar issue by in 2018. Dollar ni be sharp as a redrose kabima na dollar ni CD ni edivalu. That was then. That time we introduce that policy no. Anytime I be introduce policy be a bema dollar no, I sharp gain no. by 5-10 years no obo say cedi na ho de eba because e be do not that investment na abrofo ne in terms of dollar no na afi na take effect e bi na astati ACA no
enti sinana make us painful decisions are na MPP aban take here no
take here no so within 3-4 years and sana obehu impact until who signs of any gain in terms of the city thanks to the MPP government, Dr. Mahama, they foresee where are those demand. Baby, I see the dollar and you demanding more. Oil, ya kotoyo, I tell you, $2 be see there be every neko yin free. Yemfa oil, nemfa good, nemfa solve our problem. No communication, kasa, radio, telephone, mobile. And now, who share YouTube, you share Facebook, anything you are doing, you are paying. Auto data 10 cedi, so 10 cedi na marking in dollar because almost everything on that system had a quadruple. It auto data 10 make sure say mu 80% sika e kwa monene. Sa sika ne kwan ben so ne fa deko koko niema nkakra dollar na nya na enso no eno an ye fa bi de den eko nti omu say sa demand telecom industry no sika omoji in terms of dollars every omemu no eso ye pa and na omo introduce say say communication companies ni nyina no obia make sure say the shareholding structure no Ghanaian own about 50%. Enti na wan say enti ni na
enye Hong Kong mining sector.
Okay.
Almost yes say as part of local content law no.
Okay.
Niema bia we used to be an so to more than 50% if we
Ghana.
And even near Accra Wontumi unya Ghana no so to Ghanaian importer ho.
Enti Dawuro.
On say this are my na okano. Nti ama aka first no mining companies omo kra nsuo bia the
outside. Nina na o majai.
Omo to nyina Ghana ha.
Emesika no eka o mai. Eti who said there's gain. The gain is dependent on decision of policies. Policies here and and now the two former and TC the Najina.
And one Mikasa now Okasa some about gold back
city no.
And I'm penny part of Mahmoud Baumi had the gold purchasing program no buy
100%.
The gold for oil no so buy.
Yeah, o say NPP nyumadi ayo mudino. Aya na a battery and na emu otu. Enti mu nchechemu no aya enkofom ti nipa entiase enti ehun ba yade a bebo o man kura ehun faso ba nipa ehun otiase because Ghana ye seed no a devalue from Nkrumah time it drew 1,000 or 10,000 in your so ba 1 is to what dollar or something like that. I'm say 10 cedi to $1 or something like that. And that for but that are not devalue in multiple times. CD drew 1,000 times and you better so and now start inside devalue but the rate of devaluation now well managed. Let me I say government on my idea because as I now know who compare before Kufo took over this your friend saying management of the economy no na CD na devalue pa I can't papa paper yes you use cry because if 1 CD is $100 $1 is 100 cedis. What's the use of it? Zero. You are. I mean, and the inflation, but and the yeah, how are you? Woman, so many na sad rate no so. And to say, baby, bano who say okay, what? And yama ben ne ma ujis $1 ne more. And to koye koko ba na the year koko fuonya 1.2 billion shema. No be a quarter to toothpick. No a yimu be a $100 million. No the carbon thing. Na ebia katai we enema ya to abonten no eno na di ye koko sika kakra ye nyan no eko could you imagine say Ghana is spending almost $14 billion worth of import a year $14 billion koko ma yesen 1.2 1.3 1.4 at time 1.8 across 1.8 billion dollars meanwhile you are importing yamankwa worth $14 billion ni aka akofa then that your friend say gold was giving us around $4 billion. Now it's around $7 billion. But the gold na ma buy ho. On the cocoa ne work cocoa board the same. And the dollar and buy ho direct. By the mineral section of your revenue no. And we individual and say me $1 me permit me there to escrow account in Canada. I am a Ghana because I'm musica. But gold no enye a private sector nti obi $1 baby no keep no. Enti obetimi aka say na Ghana for export gold. Right? Omo export yes can ekwen. E ma Ghana. Companies like Newmont, Anglo Gold, all those big companies have offshore accounts. And Tisikano Hone Eden, Echo, until say His Excellency Nana Danko Kufuado, Nena Bang, and who say you will be a friend gold for oil. Oh no more attack your friends in small scale industry say if you know better gold beyond Yama fan Kwaman on it. Toma PMMC. Na PMMC so the Ama Bank of Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana they are come be open gold to abonting. Auto no more dia swap oil no more dia iden aba omemu enti the demand on the dollar no in Ghana no almost $4 billion no na fe di omunya ni free enye sa anka me catch Ghana ban ana Ghana for say nka cedi no kebedru 100 cedi one cedi kebedru 100 cedis because the demand of the dollar no na be the dollar so be no after COVID no production bibia e wo Ghana bia eso ye den ethical form enti imagine Ukoko saying at that time, I don't think say drew $1 billion. Coco didn't, yeah, in 2022, 2023, Coco and Timiama $1 billion. And imagine, we import no quiet than what me etuya. And the intervention from His Excellency Nana Danko Kufuado Nebamia was able to solve that problem and a kind of leadership. And the chess nipa no pragmatic measures to solve problem at a critical stage of our economy. Enti aya nkrofo ka na onya hwe na dollar ne yese ma hu so bia issue na obaye ko ka kire nkrofo say na dollar ne na 1.52 na abefa ni kodru. No, the economy, the structure of this economy ade a omu say problems we ne wum and na untimi in fact one day and solve that problem. Every intervention we take, I'm telling you Ghanaians, say it take it 3-4 years and someone who the science of it because they build the foundation. And other candidate, yes, can Japan about also on the industries, well known, Obia and company, oh yeah, Juma. Or say no, no, Subeshamukna, wonderful, one is on the other band. Other friends saying candidate, and so the idea about. What do we want to know? And they say, Noahin na ye Soviet be Ghana funya. Yeah. And Noahin na Ghana funya besum. And no na MPP abain. And I say MPP delegate. I imagine say Omo will be on beto abamano. Any decision on be taken no. The collective decision of the party. I'm not expecting see Antoine Mawezo bufu.
Now see be free party.
It's not good. That one will never help us because there is opposition, opposition for all of us. Ute ho kra ko trebe bi to say A+ or say me MPP ni bio and then MPP independent. We are independent, right? You are not NDC. You are part of the opposition, even though you know NDC form, but they don't recognize you because you are not part of
the fourth public Kumanov seat, yes. So that they will get absolute to test.
Exactly,
because now they don't need them.
They don't need them, and to.
When you enter on the Brad document North City no omo hu A+ sim hu dictionary attorney general no.
Okay.
And they realize that they cannot trust them.
Exactly.
So they will fight and then na can sir anka some bet me job document of mem but still am person mu tintim yen san omo je so that obenya ne absolute 180.
Every party has principle.
And general time be your person take this in be and here no you be con negotiate.
And American. Every party aside that party bia won a principle. Party bia won a kofari by. Oh, kofari by no can be. We are independent. You are not part of the kofari by. And an entire party ni by. Omba so in Sisebia omu ye bia nyom no na transit. And your parliament oma ba na because the parliament media me call independent me ba me dem ho abedom tie so for asem. Omfa critically at this stage you want say majority in terms of numbers. Enti o de o yede. Enti anu nyina kire omo party ni mu a I almost sorry an yate ho and you independent. Oh you independent be wie no emfa so bia ma so. O constituents omo benefit free. Send your team no sa na obetrem. If that's what you want, then continue to be dividing the party because who divide you be wie no ye nyina na be affect here. And yate ase ebre. Who opposition? All right? BBC out me frobi.
One hour friend.
Huh? But so party home now when you direct benefiter. And yet there will be more leader or respect you. O decision be take be na mo bia ohiano. Dan ni pa na onim na o abem no betimi aye den call and unya be 100%. Even those who benefited in terms of contract, in terms of positions and all that, and ne opa common channel kore. If they will tell you right, say omo ti won omo nu omo, so man nya be correct, omo nkasa no omo nu omo, and ne o sorry a o kwen as a minister. O sorry a o kwen as former MP. O sorry a o kwen as ordinary member of this party when your party is not in government. Enti mummy ensese ne nhwa adwenu mu ye. Ne enti mi ensese a ye behu se ye one collective party. Ye nyina decision na be boa mani pa ba kwa eden. Awini power. Enya oni individuals. Nti ye ne sa na mateme ho ma yese sane o boss ye ni a.
Ba ko ne boss on. Say asofo bi na share nkom say obetimi adi president ajiso ko independent. Nti no until who free MPP no ho na na on fa kala yellow enya na sense there
o say oka ala say ma
obedi president afei original wie no
kumia ni ayen ketenkete
original wie no afei oho so no TV a asofo na e ba ni say on reason obedi president o ma shen kom say e bia shen Mahama be win e bi say ba o me be win no say asamamba asaba no
so funny
na say the 12 awie e ho hwie
oka so for semi mamen fa de we enchim quick
okay
there Ghana Constitution Article 66 clause 2 I say a person shall not be elected to hold office as president for Ghana for more than 2 terms.
Yeah.
And Yamina American, the Constitution of Ghana
define it straight.
Article 66.
Yeah.
To the extent say, Achero say if that thing has to be changed, you need a 2/3 referendum.
You need say more than I think say more than 70% of the total registered voters eto. Omu 2 year as I say we 80% to say yes. I think
there's no way omit me
and you know why the Constitution made this provision like that. Also we are there at dreampa because the Constitution of Ghana does not want people to be greedy. The Constitution of Ghana disciplines people in such a way say it doesn't want you to be greedy. Anadero obeti ni ese so fu bi shan komo ha say President Mahama be ko 3 terms and so ko 3rd term e kan wo there are precedents in this country
Wontumi radio
and there is a reason why the Constitution does not want people to be greedy.
Kumi enupo de how Mahama yes be ko 3rd term aku be su Ghana we enye national security obi anti make us be obi unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional. Obi obeka se sofu obi obeka se nyame sia that sofu ni say san nyame no osom no enye nyame papa no osom because no God believes in order. God as a supreme being believes in order. Bible who read First Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33 or say for God is not the author of confusion. If you say anything according to the Constitution of Ghana which God has blessed, you see God bless our homeland Ghana no we are adding our Constitution to it. God is not an author of confusion. And to be a person can be against the Constitution of Ghana no sani panenya me na suma no the person has a personal interest and therefore we must start greed now. Unya to make a crazy 5 months now as she says she say you be
convince me I don't know why we even talk about this 2nd term of Mahama
and 3rd term of Mahama.
It's something that is no go area.
Me say Dr. Nyawata Makro atro say asofo ni bia hyase
yes
sell sa idea no say nyame ayi atro
and I make catch say it's no go area. Say asofo
no that asofo they should know say omo no manyom ho na say uprising they be to one say uprising be o mani mu omo na bebre because omo no my japade bebre and uprising no so there Mahama attempt a 3rd term na ebeba
we know their homes. We know all their homes.
You don't even have to add that. Kumi,
we know their homes.
Say Mahama try say obe subverting the Constitution of Ghana. Say uprising it will come.
The Constitution of Ghana be the Constitution of Ghana.
Dawuro.
Yes sir.
we've been since 1992. Near Magana ni who saw a Ghana ni abattoir. One key area ma obiaye involved as a Ghanaian abattoir.
Yes.
Because it drew that time to select a leader. And who how make Ghana for war Emma Omei. And the chess of they are involved in the decision making of this country. It is all by this I buama yina drew who I to me didi unkomo ye kasa ye namwa na opesa was saying and now bekazu yemfa supreme leader na ade wa Afghanistan.
Yo, Afghanistan.
It's not me person radio phone crab di hunkomo. Mudi nkoma na ye omo dese as mo ka kranti yen share the solution somewhere because omuntiminye. Let's take it like that. There's no way they can even attempt it. Because decision is not in one head. Sad decision say will be a leader. Na menkwa na metimi abu o man. Enya de ye adwuma in Africa soil. Enya adwuma and it will never work anywhere.
So yeah, for Hache a lot of ideas.
No ideas.
Even so yen konko Supreme Court enko interpretation say you can't say 2 terms is it
but I know said one of the Supreme Court selected or any clear. A term is a term. A term is 4 years and 2 terms. And that's all. Anambo.
Yes.
So term for 4 years for 2 times for one person is enough. Your election year and your constitution is the same thing. Your president no turns to 8 years. Okay, 410, which is 8 years. Okay, we drew hono so yeah. Na near fairness we drew hono. Me contender which is Maswell Komi, a very good guy and why an audience so ever contest will be who me Paul. Yenye say nanka o de do organizer na nanka main rule. I'm so there be for us to make sure say oko grassroots no recognize so mo ka ho and na we leader na association na gura the only way I be answer yenko ne yenko to aba. And that day ono adwuma oye o fancroft trani kamu omuko ten ko engage the people were very happy. The same thing the big political parties we do every 4 years. Drew that 1 year na 8 December you see tensions. The tension you need tension kwa. You better aban be no be no. The any rebe who ba ko se fie din sa ne era gu. You be no so take care. And these things are things that Democrats no boama share resources because mama can say MPP to us dia. NDC fo bebre so be de ebebre. Onyankopon person was shared there. Okay, enko no mo so ni kakra. By best I den. Adje free from 2028 without decisions when we mobilize what we can take back. And to that resource na yes, no so betumi abedi and then we try to see how we can do it. And to obi koye na adwen say even within their political party they won't understand. They won't listen no. Within their party they won't be tolerated. Et mo me en kohokra me en keka ho asem. And eza na yom there na me we need not to
yeah the best ha and na maka say Ghana for say Prez Mahama try ono aberi no ho or try so bet try and I am there say if you bit say Nyahota Makro nchen bai because Nyahota Makro no John Mahama ni nua Ibrahim Mahama ne wo fu say ne wo fa and because of Ibrahim nti and Nyahota Makro so ya we DMPP for atemwa because or ye busua adwuma align with John Mahama ne busuafo. So if he of all people will come and advise him say John Shana wanko because constitution no etia and Ghana for nyina etia ya ma 2 Ghana for no wadi fi assemblyman be former vice president akwa ba sa ba be yebiem oba ye gold board yi waye we wafa ni nyina chini obenya bia wanya wie obreso a fato na kono bi so metwa so ene na akufo ayi an MPP ye was former president for me MPP papa party ni papa enti ye former president mi na etia